Hello and welcome to my channel, and welcome to my Game of Thrones Legends content. I'm very glad you're here, and today I want to share a little short video with you that gives you 5 tips that I wish I had known when I started to help make you a better player. So I'm not a top 100 player or anything like that because frankly I just don't have the money. I'm not a whale. I'm not somebody that is going to throw tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars at this game just so I can be number one in the rankings. But even though I don't whale, I still can understand some of the more important principles about the game, and that is what I want to share with you today to help you be a better player. I'm going to share 5 tips with you that are really important in these kind of games to help you get ahead and to help you stay ahead of the curve and hopefully do better in your leaderboards and whatever tournaments you're trying to play and events and stuff like that. So one of the most basic concepts about a game like this is energy. Energy is king. And if you look at the top of the screen on my account, you'll see I have 6 of 6 of the PvP energy and 20 of 28 of the campaign energy or the event energy. Now, what is the energy and why is it important? Well, let's look at the PvP energy first. The purple shield there where it says 6 of 6. If you go into the PvP section, you can see that if I want to attack someone, I need 1 energy to do that, okay? So, therefore, I can't do anything and can't be number 1 in the leaderboard like I am right now if I don't burn some energy. So right now, where my energy is at, it's at 6 of 6. That means I have 6 available energy out of 6 possible energy. That's not doing me any good sitting there like it is right now. So every time I get full, or I get close to being full, I need to go in there and spend some of that energy so that it can be refreshing over time, because you regain your energy over time. That's just how these games work. You get a certain amount of energy to do a certain amount of tasks, and it takes you so long to get each one. Now understand, yes, you can buy energy. You can buy refills that will allow you to up your energy total so that you can keep on playing. But for most people that can't afford to spend a ton of money on these games, they're just going to have to wait on their energy to refresh. But the important thing you need to understand is while your energy's full, it's not doing you any good. You need to be spending it. So if you need to come into the game every 2 to 3 hours to be able to go in there and do 3 or 4 battles just to keep your energy constantly replenishing, you will be gaining stats, gaining leaderboard position, gaining gear, gaining experience, gaining food, gaining iron, all those things that you're going to need, and you keep it coming. If your energy is just sitting there maxed out, you're not gaining, so you're not growing. So that's very important to understand that energy is king, and you have to constantly keep it replenishing so that you can be the most efficient you can be. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is your buildings. In specific, your fortress, your iron mines, and your farmland. You need to be leveling up these buildings as much as possible, because as you'll figure out later in the game, when you level up your farmers and your food storage, you can hold more. Okay, that's awesome. But when you level up your workers, you can get more resources faster. You get more, and you can generate more until you collect them again. So it's really important to keep these upgraded to the maximum level you can, because as you'll find out, like I know, you need tons of iron and you need tons of food. Iron is what you're going to use to upgrade your buildings. So obviously you're going to need as much of that as you can get. Food is what you use to upgrade your gear. you're going to need tons of that, because that's going to play into the next point we're going to talk about here in a minute about gear. But your buildings are something you need to continually be working on. You also have a silver mine, and you need to be working on that so that you can gain silver to help you level your heroes up. Silver is the currency you use to level. So they're all important, but they're not doing you any good if you're not continually growing them. So obviously, with your fortress level dictates how high your iron mines and farmland can be. So you have to continually keep working your fortress level up so that you can then get more miners, more workers, more building levels. And it's just an endless cycle. Generate more iron so that you can upgrade your fortress level the next time, that type of thing. Right now you see I'm at level 11. My next upgrade will be level 12. I'm going to need a ton of iron. I need 270,000 iron. So I'm never going to get that unless I keep my iron mines leveled up, the storage capacity, and the workers leveled up so that I can gain it as fast as possible. Yes, you do get the food and iron rewards from doing campaigns, but that's not enough. You need the addition of both of them, the campaign rewards plus the building rewards, to be able to level up in this game. Because as you'll find out real fast, the fortress upgrades get really oppressive really quick, and they get long and they get expensive, and if you're not generating resources, you're not advancing. So that was tip number 2, level up your buildings. The next thing that's super important for new players to understand is you can only go so far with power with your levels until you get to the point that you're gated, level gated, you're locked. You can only have a certain amount of levels per star level of your hero. So as you can see, my team here, I've got Ghost, Daenerys, Tyrion, Jon, and Arya. I'm basically capped at this point on levels. I can't go any farther until I get another star level. You can see at 2 stars you get 100 levels on Ghost. At 1 star you get 50, and that's where I'm at with the rest of my team. Until I can actually get the character tokens from the pulls to bring another star onto their board, I can't level them up any farther. And that's why gear is super important. Because gear or equipment will allow you to continue to raise their power level. So like right now you can see I have 2 varying types of gear equipped on Daenerys at this moment. I have a common type gear, and it's for a strategist, which is what she is. And then I have some epics quality, which epics are obviously a lot more powerful. They have a lot more bonuses. You get those from beating campaign mode in hard mode. Now, one of the things you have to pay attention to is making sure that you have your best gear equipped at all times. And if you look at the middle of the screen in the top part, right underneath where it says Mother of Dragons, it tells you what class she is, which she is a strategist. And then she also has what's called a subclass, and this is every hero is the same. The subclass for her is an idealist. So she is a visionary strategist. So she has a subclass. And that's important because if you look at your gear, you'll see that your gear has a class type, which is strategist for her, and it can be any fighter, protector, whatever gear you're looking at. But then you also see right underneath the level and the stats, it has a little deal where it says subclass bonus. A champion with matching subclass gear will have the skills to use this gear properly and gain a boost in might. So that's kind of important too. So you may want to continue to grind your gear until you get gear that is typed to the class and the subclass. So right now you can see she's an idealist. I have a robe on that is actually for an idealist. So she gets the armor bonus of the item plus the subclass bonus of 15%. So that's a big deal. So you need to try to tailor your gear to be to the class and to the subclass. This morning, I finally got a weapon for her that was her subclass. So you can see I've been working on this Dornish cutlass for quite a while because it's level 28. I finally got a subclass item for her this morning, a Catalog of Kings. I will be equipping that on her and then turning around and taking that Dornish cutlass and using it to upgrade that Catalog of Kings, and then it will be a much better item for me in that slot because it's designed to be her subclass. Now there's also a color bonus on the gear. I don't know if that's just not working right now or not, because this one is a blue and she's obviously not a blue, so it doesn't show lit up. But on my blue characters, I have blue gear and it doesn't light up either. So I don't really know when that comes into play, but right now it doesn't seem to be working. So, but anyway, just remember that gear is important to continue your gaining in might and power. When you get to the point like you're at, I am, where you're level locked, you're going to get there if you play enough. It's just a fact of these kind of games. They have to have some way to force you to spend, and this is one of their ways that they do that, because unless you compete in some kind of an event that allows you to get the specific token you're after to level up the star level of your hero you're trying to level up, you got to wait on the luck of the draw, and that may take forever. So I've done a couple hundred pulls in her category so far, and I've only gotten her twice. So yeah, you can see that I'm almost there. That little gauge at the bottom of Daenerys Targaryen that shows that I'm at 18 of 20 of her character tokens. I only need 2. So the next pull I get for her, I'll be able to unlock a star, and that will be a very big moment for me, because then I can tick her up to 100 and she'll gain in power immensely. Like you see Ghost, he's 50,000 power. So she'll gain at least another 20k power, so that's going to be big for me. Okay, so item number 4 that I want to talk about in this best 5 tips to know to be a better player is that this battle system is what's called a positional matching. And what do I mean by that? So let me find the one I want to do real quick, because if I'm going to burn resources, I want to burn it in the category I'm trying to get a gear slot for. So I'm going to go to this chapter and I'm going to start a battle, and I'm just going to show you real quick what I'm talking about when I say this is a positional matching and positional damage system. So if you want to do damage to the enemy, you have to match directly underneath that enemy, so that when the match lines up and goes off, it does damage to the enemy. And let me turn off the auto there so that I can actually direct the match and show you what I'm talking about. So this red guy, level 2 on the left, if I want to damage him, I have to match something that's under him. So I matched that red and it went straight up and hit him. Now if I want to match these green guys on the other side, on the right side, I have to match something that's on that side. So you can see I matched those blues on the right and it hit them. Now, if you end up, there's 2 different ways to make a match. You can make them vertically or horizontally. If you make a horizontal match, it's going to affect players or targets in 2 to 3 zones because of the lanes that you're matching. If you make a vertical match, it's just going to attack one space right above it. So that green guy in the middle, if I want to hit him and I match these 3 green I've got right in the middle, you can see the attack will hit him only. Boom. And that was the only one it hit, because it was only one lane that was matched underneath him. So that's why this is called, and now I'll do a horizontal match with the blue right under the red guy on the left, and you'll see, boom, I hit him with a horizontal match, and if anybody would have been behind him, they would have got it too. So if you'll see that this is a positional matching system, and that's what I'm talking about. So that is something that's really important to understand in these style of games. if you're going to target your damage to be against a certain type of bad guy, you want to know how to position it so that you can do that. Now, the one thing that I wish that they would do would be to enable the ability for the hero skills to target specific bad guys, because they don't at this time. That would be very cool, and that would add a lot of strategy to the play. Because right now you do your hero skill and it just kind of, I don't really know a way to control it. It just goes wherever it wants to go. Like Jon Snow, if I wanted him to attack this guy in the middle, I would hit it and just hope it hit him, because it may not. It may go to somebody else. Like, see, the guy on the left is where he went. I don't know the rhyme or the reason why it does that. It just does that. So yeah. The matching that you're doing is positional. The hero skill damage is just, as far as I can tell, is just random. So understand that. This is a positional matching system. So let me get this match over with real quick so that I can go back to talking about the last item that I'm going to talk about. And this one is going to be not a gameplay specific item, but more of a event specific topic, because I've seen a lot of people get confused about this, and I want to go ahead and set the record straight on this one so that people don't waste their energy and waste their time on this last item we're going to talk about. Almost there. You guys are being difficult here. I'm not paying attention.
I've thought about giving you more time than I can count.
Yeah, got one of the dudes killed. Not paying attention. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Wait for some matches on the left so I can take that guy out. Okay, here we go. I took him out. Ooh, what's that? Ooh. An epic shield. I'm going to have to check that out here in a minute and see if that's an upgrade for me. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is the last thing. Item number 5 is something that I've seen a lot of people get confused about, and that is event scoring. So I've tested this out just to make sure, and I know this is the case on how the events are scored. Right now, if I look at the leaderboard, I can see where I'm at. I'm in number 4 position, and I need to get like another million or so to be able to go up past rank 1. Okay? But to do that, I can't just grind this event to add to my score. Because if you'll notice, on each step of the event, you have a best score. So right now I have 342,160 as my battle score. It says you may replay battles to earn a higher score. Your total score from all your battles sets your place on the leaderboards. I had some of the people in my house that was saying, yeah, I'm going to grind this event out and I'm going to move up the ranks. They were thinking that every time they played the specific step in the battle, that they would get that amount that they earned at the end added to their total. But that's not the way this works. Your total is derived from your best score in each one. So right now, my 7 million something that I have is because of the addition of this one, this one, this one, and so on. Now, if I want to raise my score at this point, because I have beat every step of the journey on the hard mode, I would have to go back and find one that I could do better on. So like this one I did super good on, so I'm probably not going to pick that one because that'd be a really hard one to top for me. But this one right here would be a good target to try to do, because I could get a better score on this one as compared to the other ones. Because as you can see, my other matches are roughly in the 300,000 range. This one's 293, so I could redo this one and get a better score. And then that difference of the scores would be added to my total, and that would allow me to move up. Because right now I can just sit here and grind these over and over and over and mindlessly grind them, and I will just waste energy unless I get a better score at the end, because then my high score will be added to my total. If you don't get a better score, then you've just wasted the 3 or 4 energy it costs to do this battle, because you do not get the rewards again. All the rewards you see checkmarked at the bottom were a first time reward. You do not get them for any more playthroughs in the future. It's only a first time. So if you don't beat your best score in each step of the journey, you don't add to your score. So I needed to kind of clear that up for some people in my house and anybody else that might be watching this video. I don't want to see you waste your energy, because the energy takes so long to replenish that if you're just throwing it away, mindlessly grinding this event thinking you're adding to your score, eventually you're going to look at your score and say, why is my score not going up? Well, this is why. So if you can't beat your matches and get a better score, if you get to a point that you just kind of stalemate, change your strategy. Talk to your house about, what's a better way to do this, because there are really good strategies that will allow you to get like 8, 7, 900,000 per battle. I'm a bad example of that because I just simply haven't had the time to dig into it, but I don't really want to give those strategies away, because that would make it then harder for the people in my house to keep the position on the leaderboards they have. After the event is over, I will make a video about that and share some of those strategies, but I don't think it's fair to them to kind of give those items away right now. And if I have a little bit more time, I'm going to go back through and try to beat my scores in a lot of these and get 5, 6, 700,000 in each one, and that will put me up in the leaderboard. Right now I'm ranked 4, so I'm not sweating it too much, because I know at this point that people are kind of locked, because the ones that have really been grinding this event have been trying to get a better score, and they're kind of locked where they're at now, because unless they just have a super good run, they're not going to do a whole lot better. So we're kind of all just stuck in the mud where we're at this point, except for me. I haven't put a lot of effort towards this, so I could go back and beat a lot of these with a better score easily, now that I understand how the scoring system works, because I was one of those that just thought every time I played the battle I got the score added to my total, and I thought I was just going to grind it out. I didn't realize I was going to have to actually go into these matches with a little bit of strategy and try to figure out some tips and tricks to extend them, do them better, meet the requirements better so that I can get higher scores, but now I do. But anyway, so that was my last tip about how to understand the scoring system in this first event we got. So those are the 5 tips I have for you. I hope that they help you become a better player. Remember, we talked about energy, number 1, leveling up buildings, number 2, how important gear is, number 3, the positional matching system, number 4, and then the last tip was about event scoring. So I hope you've enjoyed this content, and I just want to tell you that I appreciate you being on my channel and watching what I'm doing. I'm not doing it for any other reason than I just want to have fun making content, and I want to help people be better. And if I can learn a few little tips to try to do that, then I'm going to pass them on. So I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. I hope you come back and watch some more.